Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video.
1, 2, 3.
Spring has officially arrived in the Hudson Valley, and with it, my excitement to learn new things. For the past few months, I've been learning lots of new things and skills, but most importantly, I've been learning how to slow down. At the beginning of 2023, I took a Women's Circle Facilitator training, and lately I've been learning lots of skills both for my art practice and life. From learning how to make my own watercolors with earth pigments after taking a workshop in New Mexico with Stella Maria Bear, to deepening my protocol and knowledge of living Ayurveda. I've been learning how to make cheese at home with just a couple of ingredients, and I am now also making my own yogurt at home, an essential part to my Ayurvedic protocol. All of these have been inviting me to surrender to the magic and the slowness of making things from scratch and doing them with intention, and understanding that the magic of it all stands in the being while doing. I have also been learning how to tend to a garden for the first time and building raised beds to plant seeds. This video is an invitation into everything I've been learning in the physical world, but most importantly in my heart. Today has been such a beautiful, nourishing day. Eva and I started off by going together to Mother Earth, which is one of our local healthy stores, and we stocked up in bulk legumes and nuts. And after that, I went to the library. I've wanted to read a little bit more about how to garden in this area. We live surrounded by deer and rabbits and all the animals, so I actually took out this book called Gardening in Deer Country, which is all about different ways to garden and have deer not eat your garden. And at first I also thought, why not grow plants that deer would eat and just have them have all the delicious veggies and flowers and whatnot. But then I've been learning that they actually just eat the plant when it's a tiny seedling. So they wouldn't even really enjoy the nutrition of the leaves or the flower or the veggies. So I think this book will really come in handy. I also took out this other book called We Are the Ark, and that one is all about changing the way that we store the lands that we are living on, and a lot about how to really support the natural habitat from this space. And I'm so excited to be starting that book, and it's just so beautiful to get to go to the library. I feel it's like the real luxury in this life. Spring is finally here, and I feel that so far this year has been a lot about learning for me. I feel that years like 2021 and 2020, I was all about putting out there and sharing a lot of the things that I had been learning for years. But I feel that we are not linear and we go in cycles, and I feel this part of the cycle that I'm currently on, the theme for 2023 so far has been all about becoming the student again. I am a forever student, and I've been learning so much this year. I love to learn new tools and see how they can be that. They can be tools that I keep in my toolbox of knowledge, and then they can all start coming together. This year I've been taking a mindfulness meditation teacher training with Dharma Moon and Tibet House, and I have also been diving deep into the world of giving women circles and being a facilitator. And you know, a few years ago I had my cacao facilitator training with Cacao Lab, and I just feel that there's just so much that I'm learning within this year, and I have been loving that. I've been loving being in that cocoon of learning, and I just feel so honored to be able to take this time, even with painting. You know, I've been taking a little break from doing so many videos as I used to do in the past. I used to do 4 or 5 a month. Now I'm doing 2 randomly, sometimes 3 like this month. But I've been so into the research of the painting, and I'm just loving how slow everything can go when we really go into the whole world of something, like the whole world of meditation, which even, you know, like taking a teacher training, I feel is like seeing the tip of the iceberg. And being someone that meditates every day as well, I still feel there's so much more that I will be learning within the years. And I love how all of these practices are something that we commit to and are a lifetime journey. Past few months I've been really falling in love with the slowness of making my own cheese and making my own yogurt, and starting to learn how to make my own watercolor earth pigments. I took these wonderful earth pigment making with Stella Maria Brar, which it was a dream that I had for probably the last 10 years. I'm gathering all these tools, but then it comes a time where it's all about becoming one with my tool, becoming one and mastering it so much that then we are one together. And I feel that there's just so much magic in really learning something and then giving it time for it to become one with you, and the both of you become a new tool together. I hope I'm making sense. But anyhow, I'm just so in awe and so grateful for how many tools we really have in order to learn, like people like myself or other artists that are willing to open up their art studios and share from their own practices. Like Stella opened her ranch and showed us how to make watercolors from dirt and rock. And you know, we have the internet, we have the libraries, we have YouTube, we have so many tools. And that actually brings me to a tool that I've been exploring again and falling in love again with, which is Skillshare. And Skillshare is today's video sponsor. And you may know Skillshare from their classes like photography or watercolor or Procreate, but something that I've been so fascinated by to rediscover is that they also offer hundreds of classes surrounding themes that are specific for each of our careers. And I know that a lot of us are not necessarily following a 9-to-5 job, and there's just so many tools for how to grow your own business. I recently finished taking this amazing course by illustrator and business owner Mimi Chow called Mindful Growth, and I feel that it's so wonderful how much support we can get from courses like these. I've also been tapping into a course surrounding how to stop having a critical mind and sabotaging ourselves, and I know that a lot of creators, we do that. So Skillshare and I have partnered to offer the first 1,000 people that click on the first link on this video's description 1 month free to try out Skillshare. And I'm sure you will find classes that are surrounding all the topics and the dreams that you've been looking to fulfill, whether in your career, in your hobbies, or just in life growth in general. Thank you once again, Skillshare, for being today's video sponsor. And thank you to everyone who is out there really giving classes and sharing what they know. I always come back to this quote by Ram Dass, which I don't remember it exactly, but it's something along the ways that whenever we really touch into our own spiritual journey, the inevitable cause of that is for all of us to become of service in sharing our medicine, what each one of us has uniquely made. And I feel each of us has such a unique medicine. It's so wonderful that once we become one with our tool, we give ourselves the time to learn, to perfect, to really grow something that makes us feel so full. I feel the inevitable step is to then be of service and share that.
If your meditation is very drowsy, you have some sense of how to work with that. So what I'm getting at here, but the basic point is that you're the only one who really knows what is happening with you at any moment of time. And you have to begin to be able to trust your own sense of insight into your own mind at any given moment. So the idea here is that we need to become our own meditation. Want to emphasize during this class, which is that
Today we are building our raised beds to start our flower and veggie garden. It's been the longest day of gardening, and I feel the weather is finally changing. It feels like spring is truly here after a lot of failed attempts of beautiful warm days and then rain and cold for days or weeks. And I'm so excited for these. It's our first time having land. I mean, not that it's ours, we're renting the space, but what I mean is we have a garden, we have a lawn that we are slowly turning into a garden. And this is our first time building raised beds, which I'm so excited for. It's been so helpful to, watch a couple of online classes and also read a bit on how to actually do these raised beds and how to plant seeds. And I had a little experience from when we lived in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, and I planted these outdoor garden all in pots, and this is the first time that we're doing it in land. So we'll see how that goes, but it's been so beautiful to just spend the whole day out. I'm actually a little dizzy. I should have been drinking more water while being out there. And I know that, even though I've been taking online classes and reading books about gardening, I feel I only know the tip of the iceberg. And I feel a lot of these things are, reading the theory and getting the knowledge and learning from other people that do this. But at the same time, it's a lot of learning while you do, and a lot of it being trial and error, which I feel is the best way to learn. So we'll see how the garden turns out, but I am very excited for it. And I feel that this really has me thinking on, one of my biggest dreams, and I feel also one of Ivo's biggest dreams, is of one day having land that we can call our own, and we can really steward to the land and grow as many plants and mushrooms are native to the area to support as many beings as possible. And there's just so many visions that I have for the future of, daydreaming of building our own home and so many things. But I feel that it really needs to happen one day at a time. If I would have never had that outdoor garden in pots in Brooklyn, then it might have been more challenging to start this one. And if I would have not had indoor plants for the past 10 years, then maybe it would have been even more challenging to start that outdoor garden. So I feel it's truly one step at a time the way to go. It's for me such a beautiful metaphor of everything that we dream of doing in life. Lately I've been thinking a lot about making things happen and starting where we are and with the tools that we have today. So this garden is that beautiful representation. If we would own land today and we would just be thrown there and be all right, be stewards of this, we would have no idea how to actually take care of that land. So renting these spaces is such a beautiful invitation for us to start slowly and then learn, and with all the tools that we learn throughout our journey, keep going for the future. And I'm just so excited. I feel that lately I am thinking a lot about really enjoying where I am in my journey today, instead of being oh my God, I wish I already owned a place and we could call it our own. And we, I wish I had all this information and all this knowledge of how to build a plant garden and whatnot. I feel that for some reason I am simplifying, coming back to how beautiful it is to be where I am today, because I won't be in this space, not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, knowledgeably, with the knowledge that I have today. It's what makes the journey. I'm just thinking a lot about how beautiful the present moment is wherever we are, whatever we're going through. And I feel that a lot of it has to come, or is coming, with trusting that everything is happening in divine timing. And I feel that there's no actual end situation. There's no perfect scenario in the one we will ever arrive. It's about how much joy am I bringing and how much freedom am I giving myself to really enjoy where I am today and how today looks. And I feel that that's one of the biggest lessons that I'm learning in my life is to really sink into this is beautiful and this is amazing. And I am so glad that I know as little as I know, so I can keep expanding and growing and learning. And I don't know, I am going down the rabbit hole of doing a whole TED talk here, so that's everything. Good morning. For the past year, maybe, I've been doing morning pages, which is this activity by Julia Cameron from the artist from the book The Artist Way. But recently I was feeling stuck with my morning pages and I decided to try something different. This is my second time ever taking like a journaling workshop. The first one I took was with Emily Souza through my friend Florencia's platform Florecer. And right now I'm taking these 7-day journaling for transformation workshop through Skillshare. And in every class we're gifted prompts to journal about. Today it was journaling as a love letter to someone you love. I made a love letter to nature because I cherish this mornings in silence, just with the birds singing and the morning rain smell. They're my favorite part of the day, and the light at this time of the day, which is 6:30 a.m., is just the most beautiful one. I am in awe with this beautiful lushy space. This is our first summer in this space, and it's so beautiful to be able to come out here and not be super cold and just see all the green. And now I'm gonna go hop on my yoga mat, do my meditation, do all my Ayurvedic morning ritual, which takes a long time. And then I guess I'll keep my day going. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you once again for sharing your time and your space with me. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. And thank you Skillshare for being today's video sponsor. Remember that we are gifting a free 1-month subscription to the first 1,000 people that follow the first link on this video, so feel free to check that out if it resonates with you. It's such a beautiful platform to learn all things. And yeah, feel free to like this video, share it with someone you love, or leave me a comment so it can be boosted up. If you like the vibes of this channel, feel free to subscribe. I'm also around on Instagram, and I have a Patreon where we talk and share about all things creativity and all things nature and connecting with our hearts. Anyways, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I send you a big hug, a lot of love, and I hope you have a beautiful time on earth until I see you again. Bye.